Hey traders, and welcome to another long-term analysis video. In today's video, we'll be going through about 7 or 8 pairs, and I'll be showing you guys some analysis I've done on each of these pairs out on the daily chart, and also showing you how I do top-down analysis from the daily down to the 4-hour, and sometimes even down to the hourly, in order to create trading opportunities for myself. Today we'll be looking at some trades that I'm already in, along with some trading opportunities that I'm looking at going into the end of this week and on into next week. In this long-term trading series, it's my goal to teach you guys exactly how I do analysis on higher time frames like weekly, daily, and 4-hour charts, and to show you how this analysis plays a huge role in my actual trading down on lower time frames, including the 4-hour, 1-hour, and at times 15-minute charts. If you're signed up to my email list, then you're receiving this video before I post it to YouTube, because this video is going to contain a special offer for you guys who are signed up for my email list. And guys, if you're currently subscribed to my YouTube channel and not yet subscribed to my email list over at thetradingchannel.net, then make sure to head over there and do that if you're interested in receiving first access to not only these promotional offers that I do for training courses and programs, but also to receive exclusive training material. And we'll talk a little more about that as soon as we get back from the intro and disclaimer as well. So if you want to learn a little more about how I do top-down analysis and longer-term trading analysis, then make sure to stick around through the intro and disclaimer, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, welcome back. So first off, I'm going to give you a very brief explanation of the promotion that I'm running for the EAP, and I'm not going to turn this into some kind of promotional video, guys. This is going to take less than 60 seconds, and then we're going to move right along to the long-term analysis portion of the video. But for a limited time, I am offering 5 days in the EAP for just $1. And guys, for that $1, you get total access to the complete condensed training course over at the Trading Channel website on the members page, along with the email analysis that I send out. And I'm also offering the quarterly option, the 3-month option in the EAP, which is normally $100 for only $85, which comes down to less than $30 a month for your subscription in the EAP. Now, for these two options, I only have 50 spots available for the 5 days for just $1 in the EAP, and I only have 25 spots available for the $85 quarterly option. And the reason that I do these promotions in spurts of between 50 and 100 new clients is because if I don't, there are normally a ton of new clients that come in throughout these promotional deals, and it gets extremely difficult for me and my team to keep up with. And not only that, I try to make sure that the EAP has a very personal touch. For instance, every email that is associated with the strategies and the system that's taught over on the members page at the Trading Channel, every question that's sent to me about that system, I actually answer those questions personally, and it gets extremely difficult to do that if there are hundreds or thousands of clients all signing up at once. So that's the reason I do it in these small spurts. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for the promotional part of this video. If you're a trader who's struggling to become profitable, or if you're just someone who would like to learn a few new strategies and be able to look over the shoulder of a professional trader, and you'd like to take advantage of 5 days in the EAP with complete access to everything for only $1, or if you'd like to take advantage of 3 months in the EAP for only $85, then make sure to click that link below this video labeled EAP promotion. So let's go ahead and move on to the long-term analysis portion of the video. Alright guys, so we're going to start this long-term analysis out here on the euro dollar. Here on the euro dollar, we're on the daily chart. And the first thing I like to do is go ahead and point out levels of structure that I think will be significant in the market. That's the first thing I do when I'm starting my long-term analysis. And let's actually write that out. So step 1 is to look for significant structure. So that's our first step. And guys, we're actually going to go ahead and define significant structure as well. So let's get our writing tool back out and change the color. 2 or more touches on daily chart. So now we know that the first step in doing our long-term analysis is to look for significant levels of structure, support and resistance. And how do we define a significant level of support and resistance? Well, we define that as 2 or more touches on the daily chart or weekly chart. Higher time frame charts is what I'm going for here. And as you can see, we're out here on the daily chart. So if we zoom out just a little here, and let's move this text out of our way. we can find some spots where the market's been touched multiple times. For instance, where the market has just been pushed down from here, we see that we have one touch here as resistance, one here as support, and that's really all we need. We don't have to go back any further than that. Now that I know there's been at least 2 touches, I know that's a significant level. And what I like to do, guys, is just to go 2 levels above where price action is now and 2 levels below, because otherwise you'll be in a situation like this where there's just lines everywhere on your chart for no reason. So I like to just go above price action with 2 different resistance levels, or levels that I expect to become resistance, and below price action with 2 levels that I expect to become resistant. So there's our first level. The next level I see that's had at least 2 touches is here. As you can see, we have 1 touch, 2 touches. So if the market decides to do this, then I'll be looking for trading opportunities at that level. These significant levels of structure point out where I want to trade in the markets on my lower time frames, because for the way my strategies work, these significant levels of structure is where I have the best chance of catching a profitable trade. So now we have 2 levels above price action that the market has touched at least twice on the daily chart. And now, as you can see, here's a level that's been touched once here as support, once here as support. So that's a 2-touch level, meaning it is significant according to the rule we just made. And I also always go with the lowest support level price action has just created. So what I mean by that is this level is the lowest support level price action has created before this pullback that we've had here up into this structure level. So with that being the case, this is going to be my other level of support. Now that was just a really brief overview of what I do. We won't be going that in depth in any other charts, but I hope that helped you guys understand how I look at significant structure. So now that we've found these significant structure levels, what's our step number 2? Well, that honestly depends on your trading plan and on your strategies that you use. So we can vaguely define step number 2 as look for an entry reason based on trading plan. And that entry reason can be anything that you have come up with, any kind of strategy you've come up with. You can look for double tops, you can look for a certain candlestick formation at these levels. For me out here on the daily chart, for instance on this specific pair, if this daily candle is a lower low, lower close candle compared to the last candle, considering that we're up at this significant level of resistance, that's a pretty good entry reason for me to want to get involved short in this market. And if I see a pullback, I may just do that. So for the euro dollar, I'm waiting for this candle to close and be what we call a lower low, lower close candle. And if that happens, then I will be, according to my rules, waiting on a pullback that gives me a good enough risk reward to get involved in this trade. Then we also have an advanced pattern setting up as well here on the euro dollar. If I take my Fibonacci tool from our swing high down to our swing low, and I'll go ahead and delete some of our structure lines here. And as you can see here, we get a 50% retracement across our blue line. And you guys may be wondering, why did we not use this retracement here? This long wick, it's higher than this retracement, right? So why did we not use it? Well, we didn't use that one because our most previous lowest low is right here. So that's the low we must pull to from X down to A. And since we pulled to this low, the retracement of X to A is up to this high, not up to this high, because this high was created before this low. And that's the reason we use this as our 50% retracement. And considering we have a 50% retracement there, that means I am looking for a bat pattern to complete at our 886 retracement, and that pattern looks something like this. And again, guys, I'm actually waiting on this candle here to close, this current daily candle, and if it does close as a lower low, lower close candle, then I will be considering a trading opportunity for my longer term trading. Alright guys, so let's move on to the dollar yen, and let's start this off the same way we always start off long-term analysis, everywhere the market's been touched twice. So we have a level here that was a double top, so obviously that point has been touched twice. If we come down one level, we can see support that was created here and here, giving us 2 touches, making that a significant level. We go down a little lower, you can see that we have a nice level there. Looking back here, 2 touches, and of course our lowest low created as we discussed in the last pair that we looked at. So for this pair, we're going to be looking for trading opportunities at these significant levels. So I'm really not looking for anything on the dollar yen until we get up to this previous level of support that we expect could turn to resistance. Alright, so let's move along to the pound dollar. Here we are on the pound dollar daily chart, and you can see that I'm already in a position here, and we'll go ahead and mark off our significant structure levels before talking about that position. So we have multiple touches as a double bottom here, and we have our high. Now we have this level that was touched multiple times here and here. And for our next high, we're going to go with the body of these candles. So these are our significant levels. And the position we're in is because of an advanced pattern that is going with the trend. As you can tell, the pound is in a pretty massive downtrend right now. So with that being the case, looking for an advanced pattern going with that trend can be beneficial. So tell me if you guys can spot the advanced pattern I'm looking at. Did you say cipher pattern? Because if you did, then you would be correct. I'll go ahead and draw it out for you guys. We're looking at a cipher pattern coming from X to A to B, B to C, and a CD completion in this area. And I was actually waiting on a lower low, lower close on a lower time frame before entering this trade, and we actually got that down on a 4-hour chart, as you can see, and that's when I decided to place that position. So we'll see how this trade plays out. And guys, just an example of something you could look for at these levels. Now that you have these daily levels plotted on your chart, you could say, okay, in the terms of a trading plan, I'm waiting for a double top, and I'll only trade a double top when it happens at a previous daily level of support that's pointed out on my higher time frame. Because right now we're on a 4-hour chart, so you could even drop down a time frame to decide what you want to do at these levels, or stay on the daily chart and decide what you want to do for a little bit of more long-term analysis. Alright, so let's head down to the dollar Swiss now. And here on the dollar Swiss, we'll do the same thing. Looking for levels of structure that have been touched multiple times. As we can see, we're pretty close to a level of structure that's been touched multiple times. Here we have support and resistance back here, our very top level, and for another level of support, we see that this level was touched multiple times in through here. So those are the levels of structure that we're looking at for trading opportunities. And just another example, this looks like we could have a bat pattern setting up here that will end, yes we do actually, that will end right at that level of structure. So here we've pointed out our significant level of structure on the daily time frame. We've dropped down a time frame, and as you can see, we have a 50% retracement followed by at least a 382 retracement, and this advanced bat pattern is coming in on a 4-hour chart right at that significant level of structure pointed out on the daily chart. This can be a very powerful way to trade, guys, so make sure that you're taking notes on some of this long-term analysis. I know I'm going through this rather quickly, so rewatching it or taking notes will be the best way to remember all of the information. Back out to the daily, and let's look at one more pair before we finish up here. Here we are on the Aussie Canada. I don't think there's anything here that I'm looking at though, so let's go ahead and drop down to the Euro Pound instead. And here on the Euro Pound, we're actually involved in a position based on the EAP rules. I think this was a 4-hour entry, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so we had a similar situation to what we're discussing today. As you can see, we had a level of structure that had been tested multiple times in the past here, at least twice. And I know this is on a 4-hour chart, but this level had actually been tested much more than twice, and the market came up to that level and gave us a pretty good reason for entry on a lower time frame, which allowed us to get involved in this trade. And this trade was actually sent out as email analysis. And I know a number of the traders who are actually involved in the EAP are still in this trade, which is currently up over 190 pips, looking at about 194 pips so far. And now for the Euro Pound, if we zoom back out to the daily chart, you can see that we have a very significant level of support coming in down here. We also have a prominent level of resistance above here that's been tested twice. our very top level here, and another level of resistance here that's been tested multiple times in the past. So these are our levels on the daily chart that we're looking for trading opportunities at. And guys, until we get to these levels, the market is drawn to these levels. So if our expectations is that the market will get down to this daily significant level of structure, then it may be a good idea to look for shorting opportunities on lower time frames until we get there. Alright guys, so there was just a few ideas of how you can take advantage of doing some long-term analysis before entering trades, even if you decide to enter on lower time frames. So this knowledge and this skill is relevant whether you trade on 4-hour daily charts or all the way down to 5-minute charts. If you can master the skill of doing top-down analysis and figuring out where the market actually wants to turn around, then it can really be beneficial for your trading. And again, if you would like to learn a little more about how I do this on a daily basis and learn more about my entry reasons, make sure to take advantage of that EAP promotion that I have going on at the moment by clicking the link in the description if you're watching this on YouTube and there are any spots available. Or if you're subscribed to the email list and you're one of the first people watching this video, just click the button below the video labeled EAP promo. It has been my pleasure to share my knowledge with you guys, and I really hope that it was educational for you and helped you to understand how to do long-term analysis from daily charts and use that analysis to predict where the market will go on lower time frames to benefit your trading. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're not yet subscribed to my channel, make sure to do that to be alerted by email every time I come out with new educational videos about Forex. And again, if you're subscribed to my YouTube already but not yet subscribed to the tradingchannel.net, head over there and do that to get first access to videos like this one. I wish you guys the best of luck throughout your trading journey. I hope to hear from you soon, and I'll see you next time.